class 9. Today we will discuss chapter 5c, flotation, and in that we have to discuss about the principle of flotation. This principle is based on two facts, that is the weight of the body acting vertically downward through the center of gravity G of the body. This force has a tendency to sink the body, and the second force which is acting over here, that is the upthrust denoted as Fb of the liquid acting vertically upward through the center of buoyancy P, that is the center of gravity of the displaced liquid. This, the upthrust, is equal in magnitude to the weight of the liquid displaced. This force has a tendency to make the body float. So here just watch this diagram. This W is the weight of the body which is immersed in this liquid. This Fb is denoted as the upthrust. G is the center of gravity of the body where the gravitational force may be taken to act. Now B, capital B, is the center of buoyancy, the center of gravity of the volume of water which a body displaces. So these are four important terms which are related in this principle. Simple principle, that is the weight of the floating body is equal to weight of the liquid displaced by its submerged part. So here three cases arise in this principle. The very first case is, suppose we have here the weight of the body. As you can watch this diagram, the body is here, which is inside the beaker. That means it is sink. We can say this condition happens when the weight is more. The weight of the body is more than the upthrust. So there is a relation between this W and Fb. Wherever the weight of the body is more than the upthrust, that means the body will sink in the liquid. Now in case 2, here weight of the body is equal to upthrust, and that's why the body floats on the surface of the liquid. In this case the body will float just below the surface of the liquid, as you can see in this diagram. The apparent weight of the body will be 0. The density of such body is equal to the density of the liquid, and hence it's float on the surface of the liquid. Now the third case. In this case what happened? The weight of the body is less than the weight of the liquid displaced by it when it is held completely immersed in this liquid. So in this case Fb is greater than W, and that's why in this case the body floats partially above and partially below the surface of, you can see this part is above the surface and this part is below the surface of the liquid. So partially above and partly below the surface of the liquid. Only that much portion of the body gets submerged, by which the weight of the displaced liquid becomes equal to the weight of the body. So these are the three important cases. In this case the weight of the body W is greater than upthrust. In this case both are equal, weight of the body is equal to upthrust, and in this case upthrust is greater than the weight of the body. So our principle of flotation says that the weight of the body, floating body, is equal to the weight of the liquid displaced by its submerged part. Relationship between volume of the submerged part of the floating body, the density of the liquid, and the density of the volume. So here we will first consider, let V be the volume of the body, rho S the density of the body, small v, suppose the volume of the liquid displaced, density of the liquid denoted as rho L, and G acceleration due to gravity. Now suppose we are calculating here the weight of the body, W is equal to V rho S G, and for this we will calculate the upthrust Fb, which is equal to V rho L and density of the liquid and G. So according to the principle of flotation, weight is equal to upthrust. So V, density of the object, into G is equal to V volume of the liquid displaced into density of the liquid into G. So G cancel out, and we have this relation V by V is equal to density of the body by density of the liquid. So there are few numericals on this formula. This is how we did it. Now we will solve numericals of this exercise 5C. The very first numerical. A rubber ball floats on water with its 1/3 volume outside water. What is the density of the rubber? Here we have to calculate the density of the rubber. Water density is known for us. First of all, write all the givens. We don't know the volume of the ball also. So let the volume of the ball be V meter cube. Density of the ball, it is rubber ball. Okay, you can write here ball or V. So density is equal to rho. Suppose we have to calculate this density. Now density of water, we know it is 1000 kg per meter cube. Volume of the ball, they are telling that 1/3 of the ball is there. So 1/3 V minus 1/3 of V we will calculate. So it is 2/3 V meter cube. Now according to the law of flotation, it says that weight of the ball is equal to the weight of the liquid displaced by it. So weight of the ball will be equal to weight of the liquid displaced by it. Now what is weight of the ball? V rho G. V means volume of the ball, density of the ball, and G acceleration due to gravity. Similarly, here also this weight of the liquid displaced by it. So density of the liquid, that side we will take. So G and G cancel out, and V and V also. Now density is equal to 2/3 into 1000. After simplification, we'll get 667 kg per meter cube as answers. Now we'll go to the next numerical. Now next is numerical number 5. In this, if the density of the ice is 0.9 gram per centimeter cube, what portion of an iceberg will remain below the surface of water in sea if the density of the sea is given 1.1 gram per centimeter cube? So this is the density of the sea and this is the density of the ice which is given. Now we have assumed let the volume of the iceberg capital B and the volume of the iceberg inside water is VW. So we know the ratios. Volume of the body inside the water or immersed by volume of the body is density of this liquid body by density of the liquid. So substituting the values in the formula, so 0. volume of the ice by density of the ice by density of the sea. So density of ice is 0.9 gram per centimeter cube given, and density of sea given 1.1 gram per centimeter cube. So this cancelled, and hence we are getting 9/11th part of the body. The ratio is. Now next question is question number 8. In this, the density of the ice is given 0.92 gram per centimeter and the sea water is 1.025 gram per centimeter. Also they are telling find the total volume of an iceberg which floats with its volume 800 centimeter above the water. So volume of V will be the volume of the iceberg and VW is V minus 800 above the water. So like this we will substitute in the same formula the ratio of volume and density. So density of the ice by density of the sea water, 0.92 by 1.025. When you simplify, you will get this ratio. So substituting the formula, 205 this side and V into 184. Hence when we simplify, we will get our V as 780.9.5 centimeter cube. 780.9.5 centimeter cube. So this is the volume of the iceberg. Flotation of iceberg. The density of ice is less than the density of water. That is, the density of ice is 0.917 gram per centimeter cube and that of water is 1 gram per centimeter cube. So a huge masses of ice known as icebergs are able to float on water with their major part inside the water surface and only a small portion above the water surface. Therefore, for the drivers of the ship, it becomes difficult to estimate the size of the iceberg. Thus, an iceberg is very much dangerous for the ship as it may collide with the ship and cause damage. Rising of balloons. When a light gas like hydrogen or helium is filled in a balloon, the weight of air displaced by the inflated balloon, that is the upthrust, become more than the weight of the gas filled in the balloon, and hence it rises up. For a fish to be buoyant or float, it must displace less water or same amount of water as its own body mass. Many fish use swim bladder to help them with quick depth changes. These bladders fill with air to help fish rise or release air so fish can sink, often in conjunction or with forward movements.